I started the fresh new world by chopping down a tree like no other. I gathered enough stone for a fancy set of tools, along with some coal. The rest of day 1 was spent on gathering timber and the construction of a very much needed shelter. At nightfall, I had a very intense and close battle against an army of mobs. On day 2, I gathered more timber and branched out to the ocean, constructing a floating farm which yields both meat and salad. During my search, I found one chicken which I led back to the farm. Unexpectedly, the egg I threw actually hatched. All I had to do now was wait for the little baby chicken to grow up so they can multiply. Morning of day 3, I fought off a fully armored zombie, which was kind enough to drop me a torn and used up pair of trousers. The rest of the day was all about timber. However, the night was spent farming and fencing off drowns. Along with the sun, I rose above my enemies to elude them into their eternal rest. I killed them and they gave me a trident, certainly an upgrade. I spent a while figuring out how to water my crops, but gave up until I could do it properly with a bucket. I lured a bunch of animals back to base and slaughtered the sheep to make a bed to cut day 4 short. Day 5, disaster struck. I was lured into a death trap by a creeper, nearly bringing this world to eternal darkness. I recovered at my base, then went out for blood. Vengeance! The day continued on as normal, with me welcoming a bunch of newcomers to their future graves. Days 6 and 7 were nothing but animals, with the only difference being committing arson on day 7. All of day 8 was spent searching for sugarcane, because I currently had 2 of 3 ingredients for a nearly infinite source of food, pumpkin pie. I went back to the ancient portal I found on day 6 and found 2 golden armor pieces. Never knew Minecraft could be so generous. Days 9 and 10 were mostly spent AFK waiting for my crops to grow. Day 11 is when things started to get serious. With a stable supply of food, I was able to embark on quests I couldn't have otherwise. A quest to get some blue coal to make a gear shining altar. Lush caves, here I come! Nothing really much to say here. Day was spent tiptoeing all over the place and mining iron. But I did find some blue coal. Armored with my iron, I found even more diamonds on day 12. Best of all, I got an axolotl. I scooped it up with my bucket and kidnapped it back home, made a diamond pickaxe, a gear shining altar, fed my animals. I made a thing for my axolotl, which ran away immediately upon being freed. Who would have guessed? Other than that, days 14 to 16, I fed my animals, harvested my crops, and polished my gear. Days 17 and 18 were spent being productive, playing Minecraft, and making a storage room. While day 19 was spent storing all my items. Days 20 to 23, I did a lot of things. I fed my animals, made a sugarcane farm, got some coal, hopped in a cave, mined some iron, redstone, lapis, iron, gold, 1 diamond, fought off 2 endermen, went home, sorted my items, made a hopper thing, repaired my tools, and went to sleep. I farmed on day 24, expanded my sugarcane farm on day 25, and went on an expedition to find shipwrecks and underwater ruins. I found 3 golden apples in the first ruin, a golden helmet and shield in the second, books and paper in the third, and a buried treasure map. I spent half day 26 looking for the non-existent buried treasure, and the rest was spent on farming. Days 27 to 31 were all spent on chopping trees.
Shiver me timber.
I found an amethyst geode on day 32. I mined and mined
And mine.
then found the warden's apartment on day 33, but he wasn't home unfortunately. Days 34 and 35 were spent gathering the entire world's supply of diamonds underwater. I was gonna go up to the surface on day 36, but I decided a look in this massive cave wouldn't hurt, right? This mistake costed the light that shined upon this world. With my bucket, I paved a solid path across the lava. As I marched ever closer to solid land, a creeper blew me up. Yup, that's how it ends. That's how it ends.